Today we're going to be looking at how to calculate the percent of a number. As we can see, we have a couple of examples that we're going to work through together here, so let's get started. Now, when you're trying to find the percent of a number, a strategy that you can use is to convert that percent into a decimal and then multiply that decimal by the number you're trying to find the percent of. To make sense of what I just said, we're going to jump right into question number 1, where we're being asked to calculate 35% of 75. The first thing that we need to do is we need to convert our 35% into a decimal. To do this, we're going to divide our 35% by 100, or we're going to shift our decimal place 2 digits to the left, giving us 35 hundredths. To make sense of why this works, well, if we were to write 35% as a fraction, we would write a fraction where our numerator is 35 and our denominator is 100, because the word percent means per 100. So for every 100, there's 35. And then if we were to write 35 hundredths as a decimal, well, we would get the decimal of 35 hundredths, just like we got when we divided our 35% by 100 by shifting the decimal place 2 digits to the left. Now we're ready to start multiplying. Anytime that we multiply a whole number by a decimal, we're simply going to multiply as if the decimals aren't there and then add them back into our answer later. So we're going to start out with our ones place. So 5 times 5 gives us 25, so we'll write our 5 and we'll carry our 2. 5 times 7 gives us 35, plus the additional 2 gives us 37. And then we're going to put a line through the 2 as well as through the 5 because we're done with them. Then we're going to drop a 0 to the line down below because now we're multiplying by our tens place. 3 times 5 gives us 15, so we'll write our 5 and we'll carry the 1. 3 times 7 gives us 21, plus the additional 1 gives us 22. Now we're ready to add these partial products together. So 5 plus 0 gives us 5. 5 plus 7 gives us 12, so we'll write the 2, we'll carry the 1. 1 plus 3 gives us 4, plus 2 gives us 6, and then we're just going to drop our 2 down below. Now we're ready to add our decimal back into our answer. Well, as we can see here, we had 1 digit and 2 digits to the right of the decimal place, so we need to make sure that in our answer we have 2 digits to the right of the decimal place. Well, that just happens to lie between the 6 and the 2, so when we find 35% of 75, we get 26 and 25 hundredths. Now we're going to move on to question number 2, where we're being asked to find 46% of 80. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to convert that 46% into a decimal by shifting the decimal place 2 digits to the left, giving us the decimal of 46 hundredths. And now we're ready to start multiplying, so we're going to multiply 80 times 46. So 6 times 0 gives us 0, and then 6 times 8 gives us 48. Now we're going to put a line through the 6 and drop a 0 to the next line and multiply by our tens place. Well, 4 times 0 gives us 0, and then 4 times 8 gives us 32. Now we're going to add these partial products together. Well, 0 plus 0 gives us 0, 8 plus 0 gives us 8, 4 plus 2 gives us 6, and we're just going to drop down our 3. Now we need to add our decimal back into our answer. Well, we had 1 and 2 digits to the right of the decimal place, so we need to make sure that in our answer we have 2 digits to the right of the decimal place, which is just going to lie between the 6 and the 8. Now, whenever we have a 0 to the right of a decimal, we don't need to include it in our answer, so we're going to put a line through it. So 46% of 80 is 36 and 8 tenths. So hopefully by now you understand how to find the percent of a number. Help make math less complicated by smashing those like and subscribe buttons. As always, enjoy today's math journey.